Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Young, and we are here with Mark. And I hope I pronounce it. Is it Eisige Venen?
Eisige Venen, yep.
Eisige Venen. Right. So, Mark, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band?
I'm the primary songwriter and play guitar and program synth.
Cool, cool. So, let's dive into some questions. As a kid, what were you listening to?
Uh, as a kid, I was really into Billy Idol. Probably in like the fourth grade or so. Guns N' Roses. I liked Cinderella, Skid Row. Eventually, as I got older, I've always been into all sorts of music, but stuff that led into my love for metal was like Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica.
Cool. Cool. So, who actually got you into music, like listening to music anyway? Was it your parents or a sibling, or was it a journey
Uh,
through self-discovery?
uh, I don't really know. I guess probably my mom had the biggest influence, but she said even as a really small infant, I would dance to music. I always enjoyed it even as a before I could talk.
Uh, yeah. So, out of all the bands that you've sort of like listened to over the years, who was your biggest influence to actually say, you know what, I want to become a musician. Who was your biggest influence?
That was probably either I would say either Bad Religion or the Smashing Pumpkins. Those two are huge influences. I learned how to play guitar about attempting cover songs of theirs. So
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. So were you in any bands prior to the band that you're in now?
yeah, I was in a band called Baalzamon. That was around 1998 ish. We kind of started messing around together, and that lasted till sometime early 2001. Then after that, I was in a band called Night Sphere, and I developed my own. I played keyboards in that band. I also played keyboards briefly in Fallen Empire. I have played I kind of had a one man project called Frost Crown. Um, and then everything was pretty much dried up until a couple years ago when I started Eisige Venen.
Cool, cool. So let's start. Um, what you've been up to like since the start of the band, really. Have you sort of like released any new music?
Yeah, so we just released a new single called Game of Man. That came out on the 16th of August. We have another single coming out October 11th, which should be a real good one. And it's called Sea Forged. Other than that, I participate also in another one man black metal project called Like Sorrow. And I also do keyboards for Dead Deceased with my friends Richard and Chris.
Cool, cool. So, could you tell us that? Could you tell us a little bit about the single which was just released? Well, 16th on the 16th.
The one about on the 16th?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that one is just it's a little bit different direction than we normally had. We had a lot more black metal influence in earlier singles and albums and stuff. This one is a little, to me anyway, it sounds a little more rock and roll. a little bit, a little more standard kind of. I don't want to say hair metal type stuff, but it's just there's something about it that's like it's a little more upbeat. It doesn't. It's not as overall as melancholic as some of the other stuff. So
Cool.
it's definitely a different direction. That's why I wanted to release it as a single, to get it out there that the EP that'll come out in next March is going to have some a little bit different stuff on it than what we're used to hearing from Eisige Venen.
Yeah, cool. So, could you tell us a little bit about the EP? What people can expect from it?
Yeah, so it has 6 songs. 4 of those will be singles prior to the release. So on the release day, you'll basically get 2 songs at once. Sea Forged is the next single that'll be out, and then after that, a remastered version of the Eternal Parade will come out, and then the last 2 songs are Shadows of Summer and Like a Dying Ember, and those will be the last 2 songs that come out in March. And we've got 2 songs written to follow that up as well. So those will start coming out next May, I think.
Cool, cool. I was gonna ask about are you writing any new material to do like sort of like the follow up?
Yeah, so when I write, I don't really write for a project. I don't sit down and say I'm going to write an Eisige Venen song, or I'm going to write a Like Sorrow song, or something like that. The reason for that is um, I just can't. I've had people ask me before, "Hey, can you make this guitar sound more like X band or whatever?" And the answer is no. I can play what I'm feeling at the time, whether it ends up a Eisige Venen song, a Like Sorrow song, or something even totally different. That's just how it goes. So I'm not very punctual when it comes to releasing stuff, but I feel with pushing the EP release out so far, it'll give me time to at least have close to another album's worth of material to follow up with, probably early 2026 or something.
Cool, cool. Cool. Is there going to be sort of like any sort of like videos for the singles for the EP, or are you just planning on just releasing the music?
Well, yeah, right now it's like mainly lyric videos that I make. They're not the best, I'll admit, but I try. And the the issue we have with making videos is that we don't live in the same states. So getting together to make a video, to make one worth watching, uh, is very difficult. We did have a good friend of ours direct a phenomenal video for us using uh, stock footage of ourselves that we sent in. So something like that, definitely a possibility. But as far as like a professional shot, live type video, I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Cool, cool. So, is there any sort of like uh, gigs planned for the future, or are you just like seeing in different states? It's hard to sort of like get together, or is there going to be sort of like some form of like release date for the like a gig for a release date for the EP?
Right. Yeah. That's kind of a big problem is that we would have to hire multiple musicians to play those gigs.
Yeah.
Because, there's like multiple guitar parts. They have to be have to have at least two guitarists. Um, Same with I'd have to get the vocalist here, the bassist here. We have to find a drummer, to do it, all that. So it could get expensive, and the demand, with the demand not being really there for it, I just don't see it happening now. If the demand was there for it, and it could pay for itself one day, that's a different story. That'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah. So going right on for that, if everything was sort of like aligned planets, aligned stars, and all that jazz, if if the band was sort of like paying for itself, would you sort of like go out on tour?
I would want to, for sure. I'm not sure the other guys could, um, but if not, um, I don't mean any disrespect to them, uh, but if the demand was there, I personally have the time to take it on. They have families where they might not be able to do something. So I think I would try to do it. I would just teach other musicians the material, and try to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, if is there any sort of like merchandise coming out to in sort of like preparation for the EP or the single releases?
We did have some merch up. Right now, we just have CDs for our first album out. Uh, Honestly, they weren't. We put them up. We sold a few of them, but they weren't very popular. So we just thought we would take a step back, maybe get some better designs, and wait till the demand is there. And if no one's asking for it, it's kind of pointless to make.
Yeah, yeah.
But when people start asking, we'll have stuff lined up and ready.
Cool, cool. So, sort of like similar question. If there was demand and people were asking, would you sort of like put your first album and the EP on vinyl records?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, hang on. I have I have a vinyl copy of our first album.
Oh, right, cool, cool.
It was made by Kanaki, if you know who they are.
I've heard them, yeah.
Yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired sound wise.
Yeah,
But it's more for a commemorative thing for us. I think everyone in the band bought one, but they're really expensive. They're like $50 to have made, and they don't sound very good. And
yeah,
we thought, well, if we're going to have them pressed, or if we wanted actual vinyl, we need to actually have them pressed professionally and not cut, so they would sound the best. But in order to do that, we have to order a few hundred of them at a time. And if the demand's not there, I don't have the storage space in my apartment to hold 300 records for no reason.
yeah, yeah. True, true. Yeah. So, is there sort of like, yeah. So, if uh, um, uh, it's just without my phone's just my phone died, so a bit lost without it because I normally got the questions there. So, where can people find you on social media? Social media.
So we're on Instagram. It's Eisige_Venen is the handle. You can find us on YouTube at Eisige Venen, and then on Facebook, and it's just /Eisige Venen. So yeah, and eisigevenen@gmail.com if you need to email us about anything too.
Cool. So this is probably going to be before going to the last question. Usually, Lisa Boo, my moderator, normally asks this, but I'll ask it for her. When you, uh, if you ever played live, where was your favourite venue?
Oh, if I could play live, I mean, it would have to be a festival stage in Germany, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm not gonna, I'm sure a lot of people have said they would like to play Wacken, but I'm gonna go with Summer Breeze because I had a hell of a time there when I went almost 20 years ago. So I would love to return and play that stage.
cool, cool, cool. So, out of all the music that you've played in like various bands, um, what was your favourite song to sort of like play
Play live or
play live, or when you've been like sort of like rehearsing, or what was your favorite song to play?
I think back in the day with Baalzamon, we had a lot of fun with a song called Heathens of the Blackest Fold. That one was really fun to play. Um, and we had another one, the 12th Sphere of Amaroth. It's like more of a fantasy themed song. As far as Eisige Venen goes, while I haven't played it live, I would say my favorite song that I've written for it has been "Like a Dying Ember," which Curtis, the vocalist, he actually wrote the lyrics for that one. So I just wrote the music, but man, it's a banger. I hope people really enjoy it when it comes out.
Cool, cool, cool. This is probably going to be my sort of like last question. Any advice to people who want to become a musician?
Yeah, I would say go for it first and foremost, but also you know, keep your eyes on the prize, uh, but don't lose sight of other things that you need to do in order, because you might have to work a day job for a while. Nobody's going to pay you coming out of the gate, to be a musician. Um, so enjoy your day job as best you can and work hard at night and keep pushing.
Cool, cool. Sound advice, sound advice. So, any final words before we sign off?
No, I just not really. I just want to say I appreciate you having me on. It's
Yeah, my
been
pleasure.
great. Just a couple quick shout outs. Rotting Sun Records, Soda Records, Metal Incorporated, uh, Dead Deceased, Morning Scars, Gawk Song. I hope I'm not, I don't know who, Neil from The Sorrow. So many people out there who've been so supportive of us and have been also a pleasure to work with. So,
Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked them out, the band is absolutely amazing. All the links to the band socials are down in the description, and our moderator Lisa Boo, the gorgeous Lisa Boo, she's been posting the links in the chat there. So if you want to check them out, please do. They are absolutely banging. So yeah, and Mark, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a total pleasure talking to you.
awesome. Yeah, back at you. All right, you take care and have a great day.
You too. You too. And guys, go check them out. And we'll catch you all later.